what makes up a credit score? Do I need to have 10 credit cards? Do I need to have balances? Or when people inquire about my credit, does that affect my score? Kind of like, what are the quick bullet points on that?
So the most important thing to understand is that you can assume what the biggest component of what makes up your FICO score is. It's your payment history, whether you pay your bills on time. But the surprising thing is that's only 35% of your FICO score.
Wow. So only a third of your score is, do you pay your bills on time?
Yeah.
Sorry, that was very exciting. I shook up my phone there.
So the other 65% is a lot. And in fact, that's the part that you can have more control over, because sometimes, like if you're going through a COVID situation, your business is impacted, you're going through a divorce, a business failure, whatever, you can control whether you pay your bills on time, but the other 65% is something you can control.
Okay, and what are those areas?
So the next biggest chunk, which is nearly as much, is what percentage of your credit card usage you're using. And this is where it gets funky, because it's per credit card. It's not overall you have $50,000 available in credit cards. It's going to look at each card. Like let's say you have a Macy's card and it has $500. If you're using $400 of it, that's a high percentage. And your credit score will plummet almost as much as if you missed a payment. Credit cards impact your credit score by 30%. So nearly the same.
Wow. That's incredible. And kind of quickly, what is the rule of that you should never use more than 50% of your available credit for a credit card if you need to carry a balance, or how does that work?
Yeah, really the rule of thumb is to keep it 10%, but I'm going to tell you a trick.
Okay.
If you have a charge card with American Express, which is a card that requires you to pay the balance in full each month, the balance never has any impact to your FICO score, ever. So I'd say if you have credit good enough, get one of those cards, put everything on it, pay it off each month. You don't have to worry about a utilization percentage, but otherwise, try to keep it below 10%.
Below 10%.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So 1/3 credit cards, 1/3 payment history. What does the other 1/3 consist of?
So 15% of it has to do with the length of history. They want to know that you've had relationships with people for a good long time, just like friendships. They want to know, hey, did you know Martin before he had gray hair and before you had gray hair? I did, actually. So that means
before he had no hair, you mean?
So they want to know that, hey, you've had a relationship with Bank of America for 10 years and they have nothing but good things to say about you. So that's 15%. 10% comes down to the variety of credit that you have. They want to see that you can handle a credit card, but a mortgage, maybe a student loan, a car loan, different types of lines of credit they want to see that you can handle. The final 10% comes down to what you mentioned earlier, which are inquiries. So they don't like to see a whole lot of inquiries for particular time periods. So for example, if you are applying for like 4 credit cards in a month, that can negatively impact you, but only as much as 10%. They make exceptions to that, which are key for your industry. If you're applying for a rental property, you can apply for an unlimited number of apartments within a 45-day time period, and they lump all of those inquiries into one. And
that's a good tip.
One inquiry will typically impact your FICO score by 0 points, 0 to 3 points. Not a lot.
Okay.
It's the same thing when you're applying for a mortgage. Apply for an unlimited number of banks. You can go to every bank in town within a 45-day time period, 0 inquiries, or 1 inquiry is all they get lumped together with. Student loans and car loans are the other 2 exceptions. So basically, if you're shopping for a home, don't worry about it. It's not going to impact you whatsoever.
Got it. Okay, that's great.